Ta-da! I have YouTube. New Freeman. And a tent. And a Holger. I am expecting results. Oop, there we go. I think I will sit this house today. I have to do needle binding heavy because it's raining. We're just starting to, but it's barely raining. We've actually been quite lucky all day. Haven't gotten too much rain. Meanwhile, it's the 30th anniversary of Borda Viking Festival today. So this weekend, so it's happening. A lot of people are in Borda, and they have torrential rains. And tomorrow, yellow level of rain, and on Sunday, yellow level of rain and wind. Tomorrow, yeah. So both. So I think we're getting off pretty easy here. And then we get a lot of Vikings because they're coming in from right out directly from Borda. But we still have some tents, some new ones coming in. There's the French Vikings have invaded this week. It's a Jose! Who is now shall be known as Arrow. Go ahead, do your arrow pose. Yeah, the arrow, there you go. Yeah, yeah, look dark. There you go, the hood. There, it's Arrow. See you. Okay, we'll hang out at this house today. Let's see, and find a place to sit. I've got stuff in my basket there and beer for Karl. He's staying on the shallow side of the pool today because we went to Outland yesterday and bought orcs and stuff for my kids to make their own kill team, but they need some help putting it together. Okay, so I thought we'll go Nalbinding heavy today because we'll do the Omani stitch, which everybody hates, so hopefully we have good light. No, they don't hate it, they like it. It's just not easy. Hi, I'm stealing your table. Oh, no. It's another French Viking, by the way. Here, I go up. There she is, it's Eloise. You have to sit here, now they can hear you if I turn it around. You're on YouTube. Hello. Say hi. Eloise does rune reading, so if you want rune reading, you have to come to her.
Hey guys.
I'm stealing her table.
It's our table.
Oh, you're so nice.
It's okay.
No, I have to teach needle binding and it's raining. And the other one I think they're going to have a fire at, so I made a lot of hats. Well, this is really dark lighting. Maybe this is the better go the other direction. I made a lot of hats this week because the pointy hats were selling out. This one is with Sulka yarn, one of my favorites that they don't make anymore. It is 20% silk, 20% mohair, or alpaca, and the rest is mohair. And this one actually has a little bit of acrylic in it, but it's this painted yarn. But it's mostly wool. And I think it's either, I don't know, somewhere from South America, South Central America. I think it's South America. My mom got it. But she made my kids a sweater out of it. I'm going to turn around and go the other direction here, though. But I have just enough left over to make hats. Okay, there's no bench on this side. This is going to be tricky. But I think I can sit on the table. And we'll stare at the Nefertafel. Did I get cabbage for Karl's weapons today? No, I wanted to, but I deliberately forgot because that gray you oversee is rain. And you can see it better here. That's rain in the distance, but it's like mist. It's, I don't know if you can, not much rain, but there's just enough rain to make it not a good place to play with weapons. They were asking about the cabbage we didn't buy you. Yeah, but there's a reason. I don't know if this weather, well, because you don't really look that wet, but it's only a couple of drops. You're still dry. You don't smell like wet dog yet. But it's starting to rain a little bit, and I was afraid your weapons would get destroyed.
Yeah, the famous water-dissolvable Viking
No,
weapons.
doesn't it get rusty or something if you use them out in the...
If you don't know how to maintain them, yes.
But you know how to maintain them? Do you know how to maintain your weapons, Karl?
They also get rusty when people keep fingering them, if you don't know how to maintain them. I'm good at weapon maintenance.
Innuendos. Innuendos. Not for children. No, but we will. I got you some shallow side of the pool beer, but are you ready to go or do you have to do something else?
I still have to do one more little thing, but I saw some tourists went in there
Yep.
now, so I can't.
See, they're laughing. Innuendos. Outer likes it. Innuendos. We're going to play with his cabbages next weekend. No, there'll be more people here too, so you need some people to also help kill. They're all in border right now, stuck in torrential rains and
Are you telling me I can kill a couple
yellow
of
level winds. Yeah. No, you can kill the cabbages and let the freemen help kill too. Some of them have weapons. Okay, I have to do like this, and then we go like that. I'm gonna sit on the table, make the whole earthquake, focusing on my. Oh, look what you did. Karl slipped me money under the table. No. Okay, I think if I sit like this, it'll be all right. The table only shook a little bit. It had bad lighting sitting the other side. You couldn't see very well. Okay. We're going to play with the elusive Omani stitch. This stitch, everybody loves to hate. It's probably one of the most difficult stitches that are named, at least, because it's a two-part stitch. Now you'll notice, and I did this on purpose, I did a screw up in the beginning. It doesn't look right, or at least I think I did. It's more obvious on this side, but I did that on purpose to show that if you start it wrong, just try to fix it and keep going because you can cut that off. I also steam blocked it a little bit because this can bend this way pretty easily on the first round. But I'm gonna see if I can have enough energy to make a hat. I've got enough yarn for this. This is much, much thinner than my thick yarn. You can see there stitch size wise. But I'm going to start at the bottom and work my way up. And this might be more of a cone than a pointy hat, but it's definitely going to be hard to get it to go flat. If I wanted it to be a flat hat, this would have to be a spiral. There's just no way, because you are going to use a crap ton of stitches to make this thing try to go flat. You would need, like 40? And you would need a lot to make it go flat if you did a round start. It's really thick. It's about 2.5 inches tall, or 2.5 centimeters to 2.5 centimeters tall. Karl is just waiting for innuendos over here. Okay, so.
No, I'll be with you in like 15 to 20
Yep,
minutes.
go do your thing. And I'll get you some beer. Anyway, this will be a little difficult one. Okay, so I have 2 loops on my thumb. We're going to start at this point just to show you, and then we'll go to the other one. And on the back side of my thumb, if I turn it around, you can see better. Pretend this is the back side of my thumb. You have like this wave here in the middle. But if you look on the right side of it, you can pick, let's see, 1, 2. That's my first set of loops there. It's not all the way to the edge. There's like this middle stitch row here. And then there's the left side. We'll be picking those after. But first, I'm going to pick these 2 here. I believe that's the right one if I turn it around now. You can't really tighten it to your thumb like you do every time either. Nope, I picked the wrong ones. Sorry. No, that's right. Sorry, it's right. It's this one here. That's the hard part. Okay, those 2 first, and then you pull it through. You're just going away from you first, and then just tight enough to make that tight, but don't take it too tight. Somebody's got a birthday! Happy birthday, Arlene! And then you take now that you've got the first one on here, so there's nothing hanging down on this side, then you pick up the old loop on your thumb, and that's the other thing too, is you got to keep track of your loops. This is the old one. It's that one, plus 2 on the left side, means 3. Then you can turn and go, whoops, then these 3 here, sorry. Then you can turn and go forward. And you won't be able to pull it super tight to your thumb, because it's done in 2 parts, and that'll kind of make things tricky. I'll do that one more, and then, okay, so it is, something looked loose there. Let's see. Nope, something looked wrong there. Maybe I shouldn't have put this down, because now I can't pick it back up again. I don't like the way that looked loose. I think I did something wrong. So, take off my hood. Let's see if we pull out the last stitch, but I got to pull it in 2 places. Something just looks super loose there, but it could be because I had it off my thumb a while. But hey, you get to see what it's like to pull it out that way. And then this was my last loop. And then if I'm unsure what I did the last round, then I will do one more back just to make sure. There you can see. So you can see I went through these 2 the previous round. Oops. Those 2 I meant to say. It's hard to see. Somebody put out a video where they're kind of doing it backwards or something. I'm not really sure, but I was trying to follow what they did, and that's this loop is my new one, I think. But it looks like they did it backwards. That's not my new loop. No, it's this one. I'm pulling wrong loops here. There. So, new thread, loop 1, loop 2. But you can't really catch it on your thumb. I make this look easy, right? No, it's not easy. It might be loose there too. I think I pulled the wrong one, so I'm going to make it one more out. Hey! I put YouTube. What year did it?
These days was no sense.
No, it's a lot of people in Bora, but Bora has torrential weather. They're also expecting really strong winds and heavy rains, yellow level, by the way. So you're in the right place.
In Gudvangen.
So they should have stayed in Gudvangen. I have to show you the Vikings here that are sitting there laughing at Bora. There they are. Well, there's one. Where are you? Down here a bit more. I gotta, down. It only wants me. My gimbal is doing stupid. There it goes. It's working. Okay, go ahead. Laugh at Bora now. See, we may not have had sales today, or many of them, but actually it wasn't too, well, it was okay. But yeah, not super popular, but you're dry and your tent is not blowing away. And you got a whole nother week at least, yeah. But there's a lot of Vikings coming on Monday. They come straight from Bora.
No risk, no history.
No risk, no history. I like it.
Story.
No story too.
Yeah.
The history is good. Okay.
We are going to the fjord, make some nice noise.
You're gonna make some noise?
Yeah.
I hope to hear the drumming. Okay, let's see. There we go. Okay, back to difficult needle binding. Sitting on a table. Okay, did I loosen it up right away now? This was going so well. The problem is you can't just tighten it to your thumb like you did the last one. Okay, there we got 2 on my thumb. And this mess behind. It's going to be these 2 I'll pick. You can kind of see because if I take these 2, I can see that's where that blue one, that's where my last one went through. So this one has to go through on this side. But you got like 2 bumps. Bump, middle, bump. So the first one you're going to go through here, and then come away. And the next time you're going to pick up one old one and then go through these 3 before going forward. So put the old one and the new one on the thumb. If you ever get concerned that you did something wrong, just go back a bit and try to start over where it starts looking normal. Okay, so these 2 away, but this time you pull it all the way through. This is not the easiest needle binding stitch, by the way. This is probably one of the most difficult named ones. But we have all month to try to master this. Okay, now I got the 3, 1, 2, 3, and it's on the side of my thumb intentionally. Then you take one old one, or the oldest one, and then 1, 2 more on this side. See, we're on this side of the middle blue. And then you go that way, but you're going to turn forward as well. And now it'll look normal again. And then I'll show you a start on this one too. Sometimes if you have like one that was really successful before, hang on to it or a piece of it because, let's see, it's easier to pick it this way. instead of bending my thumb. Because you can always piggyback. You can always splice on your wool and continue on it, making the Omani stitch, and then just cut off the part that you piggybacked on once it gets long enough. And then this one and this one. Normally I wouldn't take it this far off my thumb, but it's so that you can see it, what's going on behind the thumb, because it's really awkward to try to bend my thumb so you can see. Okay, we'll do one more and then I'll try with a new yarn, and then I'll catch up on some chat when Karl gets here too. Okay, so flipping it around to the back side. There's your middle. So pick 2 there. Yep, go away. Pull it through, but not super tight. This is not one of those you're going to be tightening and tightening to your thumb. It's already pretty dense. And then you take your old one, and then 2 more on the left side. Yeah, prefer to put the stitch up there. It's really hard to see what's going on the back side of that video, but the link is really good otherwise. If you can just combine her video and with what we're trying to show on the back side here, then you'll see. So this is the back side. It looks a little loose, probably because I tightened too much. So if this was my thumb, it's this one and that one. This is the new middle. And then later these. So do one more here. 2 away. If you forgot the order of your loops, you can kind of pick. This one is the oldest, then the next oldest and the newest. So we want this one. That plus 2 more from the left side, and then under. There. And if I take it off, it's going to be like a huge thumb loop. It's pretty obvious where your thumb goes there. But then if I start pulling it, it will lock everything into place, but it'll also kind of make it go in this way a bit. So when we have one more round, it'll be better. I'm hoping that I will have enough to go all the way around, but it's going to be a lot to go around a hat. I'm going to need twice that. But let's play it with, it's a new yarn. This is super fat yarn, so this should hopefully like overdo it. But it won't be ideal for this. There we go. At least I don't think so. I would think this is too fat. You can see the difference. Okay, so get that string out of the way. For this one, we're going to need 4 loops, maybe 5. 5 loops, sorry. No cake? Who's got cake? You gotta have birthday cake if Arlene's having a birthday. Not with the with supper later today. Ah, that's right, it's earlier. She's 7 hours earlier than us, I think, 7, 8 hours. Okay, there's 3. 1, 2, 3. But we want 5. You can always cut off the start if it's too loopy. Okay, now we have 5 loops. It doesn't look like it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, chicken porn. Who's gonna win? Who's gonna win? None of the women want to play with a rooster. This is for you, Arlene. Happy birthday. It's not easy being a hen. Poor rooster didn't get any. It's 5 o'clock somewhere, says Torvin. Yeah, it's 6 o'clock here in Norway. I think the rooster gave up. It's not itching as much as it used to, I guess, huh? He was chasing 2 chickens over there, and they both get away. That's how entertaining it is in Gudvangen. Okay, everybody else might be going to some 30th Viking festival, and we're over here watching chickens. Oh, there he goes again. Maybe. Nobody is turning their backside to that thing. Oh, the other rooster's over there. There's another one in the background there, too. maybe. Oh, he pooped. Okay, no, this is really getting a new level of boarding. What did you do today? We watched chickens. Okay. Oh, they're leaving us. Okay, let's see. Turn this down again. Sorry. Trying again. Okay, 3 loops behind, 2 loops in the front. So 1, 2, 3 behind, 2 in the front. We're going to go through the right side here of your thumb, but only through the first 2. And then pull it through loosely. Don't tighten it super, but just let it sit there like that. You can see it just sits. And then we'll pick up the second one, plus these 3, and go forward. Squeeze it all together. If you mess up in the beginning, just kind of keep forcing a middle in there somewhere and it'll solve. So now you got 1, 2. We're going to go this side. See, there's the middle? That's our not in the middle. We're going to stay on this side of it. So 1, 2 away. See, did I get that right? Yeah. 2 away. And this point, it's still in the same spot, but I think it'll fix. Oh, I can hear them drumming down there now. And then the old one, plus 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's the third one, 3 on the left. We're going to take that one. Oh, I can hear the bagpipe too. I can pull it the rest of the way through. And not taking any off the thumb the first time. So back side. Here's our middle. Maybe if I see it this way. See it there. Starting this thing is a bitch. I can do it a couple times, but then the third time is always going to mess me up. We'll choose these 2. I don't think that looks right. I think I'm going around and around in a circle here. Let's see. These 2. Okay, we do like those 2. There we go. We'll use that as the middle. This might be wrong, but keep going. That's all right. It might be wrong, but we're going to just keep going with it. We can always cut off the start. 1, 2, 3. And then go forward. This is why we'll spend all month doing this stitch, though. I think it'll be, instead of doing different connections. Let's see. I'm not getting my split in the middle very well here. Oh, I think my start is fucked up. But I'm going to keep going with it. Screw it. If you do it really bad, it kind of like only does on one side only, and then it starts twisting around. Something doesn't feel right with this. This was not a good yarn to choose for this, I'm just going to say. No, it's not supposed to be this tight. Starting over. Okay, reading chat. Look at this beautiful one I did earlier. Focus on that. Okay, I got to catch up on chat here. See, Audra's here, Nella's here. Nella just did a podcast I saw with an Exarch podcast. What's it called? Hashtag Finally Friday. She and Emma were, it says something, what was it about the needles anyway? It was about choosing the right needles, I think, but it was mostly about needle binding, or was it just the focus on the needles? I'm thinking it was about needle binding in general. Because apparently on that podcast it goes once a month, and this is what, like number 37, I forget. 37, I think, anyway. And then they take 2 people in Exarch with the overlapping hobbies and they put them together, or specialties. So that one I have to check. It's on YouTube, and I saw that Nella posted a link in the needle binding groups, in both the Needle Binding International, Knoll Binding International, and Knoll Binding. And we have Albert here. Anne is here from Belgium. Holly Dawn Hewlett is here. Hello. Oh my gosh, you came for the complex sticks and stitch. I mean, let's see. Put my feet up. Peruda's here. Vanda Ferrao. Belo. Thank you. Ashley's here. Susan Youngman's here. Heidi Lisette is here. Kiwi. Max is working on a sock for the 13-month-old niece and also Stitch. You came just in time. I fucked up, so you have to have some beer so I can try again. It's a Karl. He's confused because here I am sitting on the table. You ready? Beer you woman. You want to start with number 20 from the calendar last year or 21?
Is this the one that you giggled about?
I don't know. I giggled about both of them. Let's see. We were watching chicken porn earlier. You missed it. Oh yeah, that one I was giggling about. It looks questionable.
Tropical fruit punch IPA.
Yeah, no, I'm thinking that's the one that Torbjorn is going to want to watch you drink that one. It's an IPA, Torben. Just tropical fruit punch IPA.
I think this would be a worse insult to him than it is to me, but...
It's got a Hawaiian on there with a volcano and a blue lady.
Yes, because Hawaiians are normally blue.
We'll show off the can in a second. There you go.
Do you have a
It says Austin? Is that what it says? Further, I thought it said Australian.
Ostman.
Ostman, okay. Do I have a what?
Some kind of foreigner that likes this.
Ah, they're all out on the beach playing music. Maybe we run out there and say hi.
Jeez. The smell. The smell.
Let's see. It's a girly beer. I don't even know if you could classify that as a beer. Oh, this will be a good one. Enjoy, Torben. This one's for you. It's an IPA, so how come... It says product of Norway even on there.
Yeah. Because Norway is famous for their blue Hawaiian tropical punch IPA.
Yep. All right, skål, Karl. Oh my god, the color of that looks like cleaner too.
I don't think even the Indians would drink this. Or the Hawaiians for that matter.
Bottoms up. I told him we were gonna... I said we were gonna keep you in the shallow side of the pool today. No?
That's not...
You get beer on my needle binding, I will kill you.
This isn't bad.
Are you going for number 2? Are we gonna like to rinse that glass out so you don't ruin the next beer?
Do you have water around here somewhere?
Yeah, in the house over there.
So the fire hose.
The firehouse. I'm elated. Let's see. Legs up on the table here. It's cider with hops and wheat, says Albert. Hi, Albert. Let's see. Ostman. Looks like Aquaman. Ostman. Product of Norway. See, it can't possibly be bad, right? With a blue barefooted lady. A palm tree. Sorry, don't forget the palm tree. The sun. Bowl of fire. Hawaiian IPA. Anne says, I've never seen Karl hesitating this much. I hope the next beer is better. Well, if it's not, he's screwed. But he did get a bunch of beer from Audra, so when he gets home, he can have one of the Birzici ones if he can't imagine this. Let's see. Tropical fruit punch IPA. There it says. Pineapple in the sand. There's the volcano. Ostman is bringing the tropics to you. This is your favorite combo, hopped, canned, and furiously fruity. This sounds right up Karl's alley. A summer vacation in a can. Apply sunscreen before drinking. See, that's what you did wrong. You didn't put on sunscreen first. It says right here. Only 4.7%. So we were keeping them on the shelf. Oh, look at the hang loose dude symbol right on the can. Oh my god, that's horrible. He might be throwing up over there somewhere. I'm not sure what he's doing. Okay, we're gonna say hi to a few more people here while he recovers. There he comes back. He's still okay. Is that the Omani stitch? Yes, it is the Omani stitch, but it's not easy, so we're gonna try it a couple times. Let's see. Arlene, all good 31 degrees today where she is in Canada. The sun is shining, so barbecue today for her 67th birthday. Congratulations, Arlene. Karl, I would now like you to sing happy birthday to Arlene in Norwegian.
You can do that yourself, woman.
Karl doesn't sing. Sorry, but you can say happy birthday.
Gratulerer med dagen.
There you go. In Norwegian. Gratulerer med dagen. You gonna try the second one there, Karl? I kind of feel like putting one of these fruity,
Now the thing is,
fluffy filters on you.
I kind of like tropical juice, and I kind of like beer.
Yeah?
It's just that you can't combine the two.
Yeah? Well, what did you get this time?
Sink IPA.
Sneak. IPA.
Sneak, yeah.
Yeah, teach you how to speak your language.
It contains water, barley, hops, and yeast.
Yeah?
And apparently nothing else. So this ought to work.
So you think that'll work?
It will be perfect by comparison.
I think we can, maybe we get Jose to drink the Hawaiian one. Everything comes in a can nowadays. It's weird. The Voss
Smells like
beers.
beer.
I can only smell Hawaiian over here. They were feeling bad for you, Karl. You look a little nervous.
It's like I famously like sex and guns, but I will never try to combine them.
No? We were combining chicken porn and Nalbinding earlier. You'd never know what works. Oh, that one's very see-through.
Looks fine.
Yellow. But it's like an amber yellow. All in one go, huh? Or are you just trying to rinse that other flavor out of your mouth? He likes it. He's going for more.
Yeah, no, it's... this is, I would say, okay.
And sneak means sneak, right? Sneak, S-I-S-N-I-K in Norwegian means sneak, S-N-E-A-K in English. Yeah? Or is it a different definition of those sneak?
Yeah,
I don't know if you can see that. See it, turn it. There you can see it. Sneak. Okay, should we read? Let's read. There's nothing to read. It just says what it has in it. Dry hopped season IPA, sorry. That's it. There's like nothing to this can. Recycle. 2 kroner. Okay. Let's see. We're going to watch you enjoy that thing here while I read up. Okay, so Arlene's 67. That's a big birthday. Good job. Change of plans. I'm going to start from scratch. Oops, I got to go back, says Mac. I got to go back and see what Max is going to do. I heard they saw the socks. As for the stock, says Max, clearly I'm using the mini Klaus Brita method, and I made a 10 chain of stitches since I think it would work better for my niece. Yeah, the Klaus Brita is the one that's got like the tongue heel. So the heel on the sock, I don't want to show my dirty feet, but the heel on the sock looks like a tongue. So this would be the toe down here, and then you get to the heel, which is like that, and then you have to go around with decreasing here and a little bit of increasing there, not much on the heel, and then it goes like that. Klaus Brita heel. But anyway, I think that's, what is it, type C or something on that chart? Somebody's got to look that up for me. There's like a bunch of different heel types on Nalbinding socks. Karl's looking at me as if he's totally understanding everything I'm saying. Like type A, type B, type C, and I think it's type C. I think there's like 6 or something. James says, hi Karin and Karl, I'm doing Honduras knitting with a needle making a pair of mittens. What is, I gotta do homework every time James writes. What is Honduras style of knitting and how is that different from American knitting or European knitting? So it's knitting, but that's 2 needles. But the Americans, they like to throw the yarn for each stitch, as we call it, throwing. Whereas the Norwegians and the Europeans, when they knit, they just scoop. That'll make sense if you're a knitter. Karl is clearly not a knitter.
No,
anyway, so that's what they say, European and continental knitting.
Logically, I would think that Honduras knitting would be very, very wide.
Could be.
So very much open space, because Honduras is hot and humid. You don't want a Norwegian sweater in Honduras, for sure.
No. Then you have, I'll put this down a second. Then I had a friend from Chile. When she would knit, So you got your 2 knitting needles going. This is knitting needle 1 and knitting needle 2. They would knit across once, but they're doing like stockinette stitch. So knit across one row, but then the other row is purl, and then it's knit and then purl. But they were knitting. It's on 2 straight needles anyway, but double pointed needles almost, and it just they never turn the work to do the backside. They just kind of knit stockinette in reverse from the front. It's maybe that's not an easy way to knit. Rosaura was really good at it, I'm just saying.
What you're saying is that they do the backside from the front.
They do the backside from the front, Karl. Nothing to laugh about here. Okay, so I'm guessing I have to look up Honduras knitting. I need to do homework when James talks. But I will look that one up because I'm kind of curious now. Let's see. Still catching up. Prude is finishing the seam on a tunic for a friend. She's been watching Norseman and laughing her butt off. Norseman, if you haven't seen it, is called Norseman in English as well. It literally means the Northmen. But it's a TV series. I think it's on Netflix or HBO, God knows what. It's not the movie Northman, though. It's the series. And they filmed it's a Norwegian one. They filmed the Norwegian version right alongside of the American or the English version. So the guy would say they would do one scene quickly in Norwegian and they do the exact same scene again in English immediately after. So they're kind of filmed in tandem. But it is the most authentic Norwegian dialect. So compare that one to the Vikings TV series, for example, because it's an authentic Norwegian dialect and spot on for dry Norwegian humor.
You mean Norwegian accent, yes.
Accent, yeah. What did I say? Dialect. I said dialect. Yeah, no, accent. Okay, fine. Nitpicker.
Because the most authentic Norwegian dialect will probably be mine.
Yes, no, you sound like you're from Transylvania. And Lindsay's here. Hi, Lindsay.
Accent, woman.
No, dialect.
My dialect.
Audrey said, oh yeah, we were asking about the cabbage for Karl's weapons. We will try that. And Torben's in a good mood. I don't know what happened. He says, hello, you sparks of sunshine. And then he finds out it's Elaine's birthday and he starts asking for cake. Let's see. Keep going. Doro's here from Flensburg. Keep going. Albert says he needs to go to the store and the last bus is gone. Time to walk. We found that out in when we were in Mysen, staying at a hotel somewhere between Mysen and Askim. That if you don't want to miss the last bus there. It was like 2 hours to get to wherever you needed to go. Anne says it's always the right time for cake. Arlene says her daughter made her a strawberry and rhubarb pie yesterday and it was delicious. Torben reminds everyone that it's 5 o'clock somewhere. Let's see. Arlene says maid granddaughter who is 3 making a special, making and decorating the cake. Oh, that's got to be wonderful. Yes, there comes Nella with the right information. Okay, know your needles. It's about null binding. Okay, yeah, but it is about null binding because I thought by the title they were just going to be kind of going down the needle lane about which needle is right and the wrong. And I thought, oh, this is going to make, because I'm an expert, look really bad by saying the wand chooses the wizard. No, there's a reason, for example, on this stitch here that I'm using this thin needle. Because to get the big fat needle I have through this is not a good idea. But I will watch that one. Let's see, flip it around. Watch Karl drink again because that's more fun. But I gotta say, for the difficulty that the Omani stitch is, you're actually increasing every work rows like this. You don't need that many rows to finish something. So this will be interesting to see if I can do a whole hat in it by the end of the month. Torben says he's got 3 new queens today. It was a royal blast. Now we have 2 new hives, Kaupang and Yggdrasil. The last one is Queen Gultop the second, which means blondie, basically. Like, what is it in the 3 Little Bears? Goldilocks. Gultop is Goldilocks, isn't it? Yeah. So naturally, he's talking about his beehives, by the way. And the first one is ... gone. I heard Torben dropped the queen. I don't know, maybe he did. Okay. And this is your first tasting, by the way, Karl. Anne says, I've never seen Karl hesitating this much to drink a beer. And then Arlene, this is probably after you spit everything up and through it, says, I hope the next beer is better. And it was better, so you're happy. And it looks like you're pacing yourself now.
Now, when I was cleaning out the glass, I was thinking, okay, if there is another tropical punch coming, why the fuck am I bothering cleaning out the glass?
Because you don't want to have that flavor in your next one. is the blue lady Hel. She could be. Hel is the daughter of Loki. You want to explain that one, Karl?
I think
Sorry.
she would make better beer.
She would make better beer?
I
Hel,
don't
Hel
think
would make better beer?
she just doesn't care. She wouldn't actively go in to punish her wards. So she wouldn't be traveling to the tropics to just find some bloody pineapples and shove into their bear just to be evil.
I think she's also got black hair. Does Hel have white hair? Is it, or blonde?
Hel is kind of split. She is a beautiful young lady on one side of her face and then bluish on the other. Or maybe black. Or maybe just dead. It's hard to say.
I've seen it where she looks like a wraith on the other side. Or she's depicted as a wraith on the other side of her face. Beautiful on one side and a dead wraith on the other, basically. Lord of the Rings version of Hel. Let's see. We'll look up here while I continue to read. Pretty mountains. No, actually, you guys have been pretty much rain-free for the most part today. It's just like it's been threatening to rain, but it hasn't. How's your army coming along, Karl? What did we do in Outland yesterday? We went to Bergen. We took Greg with us. Oh, my God. Greg, Karl, and my 2 kids in the Outland store. 2 hours later, maybe it was 3. What was the damage? We're not discussing
It
it.
was not exactly free, to put it like
Let's
that.
just say vacation pay is gone. No, I think we spent all our vacation money in the store.
I would say I spent a lot of money in the store, but I have money that is not vacation money. So
there you go.
It's fine.
No, but it means that Karl and I are going to be crafting all winter long. The orcs, the gift that keeps on giving.
I was at 2,000 points like a month ago, and I'm now far, far, far above 2,000 points. In
Yeah?
orcs.
And what does the average person have points-wise when playing this game? Because, 2,000 means jack shit to me.
No, 2,000 points is a pretty normal for actual battles.
He's talking about Warhammer, by the way.
Warhammer 40,000.
Yeah.
The typical battle is maybe either 1, 2, or 3,000. The trick is to have an army that is kind of flexible at 2,000. So I certainly have that now. I can put together anti-Imperium army or an anti-Tyrannoid army, no problem.
Yeah? Okay. And then Cecilia Cecilia and my Alex, you did the gateway drug thing to them now. What did you do?
Yeah, what I did was I'm not really very hopeful that these girls will turn into actual tabletop gamers. But I let both Alex and Cecilia buy a kill team, and I pay for it. So Alex bought Navy extraction team. So it's basically the Adeptus as Arbitas. So
They look like stormtroopers.
imagine space FBI with a big taste of Judge Dredd, then you're pretty much there.
And she's going to paint them white and pink.
Yeah.
I thought
I'm
that was
sure
awesome.
that's the proper uniform on one planet. It's like a billion worlds. So
Okay.
somewhere somebody dresses their Arbitas like that.
And Cecilia got what?
Cecilia got the Kroot mercenaries.
They remind me of my trolls on Warcraft, but they're not the same. They're a little different, but they're...
They are smaller than a troll for the first.
Oh, are they? I thought they were tall. Okay, I looked at the picture in the box.
They're pretty tall and gangly. The Kroot are cannibals.
Yeah.
That is kind of steals the genetic components of the people they eat.
Oh, well, that'll be cannibalistic.
So if they eat my orcs, they will get bigger, stronger, and stupider.
The girls would love Adeptus Scorp. I can't read that from here. It's a little crooked here. Soritas? What does it say? Soritas?
Yeah.
You think?
I don't think either one of them would pick that.
No?
Well, the thing with Adeptus is psoriasis.
Is it psoriasis?
It's the nuns with guns.
Always bring a brush to
They
the table.
are super religious, heavily armed women.
Yeah.
Usually pretty good looking and dogmatic from here to kingdom come. They are very much into flagellance and religious dogma.
I was thinking you said flatulence and not.
No, that would be Norgal.
Okay, let's see. I'll catch up some more here while we check out the. This is another thing you can tell. Okay, so it's been raining a lot in the east, but look at that waterfall. It's like barely trickling. So there's two reasons for that. Either one, it hasn't been raining as much here, or something's stopped up somewhere further up and that thing's gonna burst. But if it had been torrential raining like it has been in the east, that thing would be pretty full.
Yeah, this is normal, I think. I don't think.
No, usually you don't see the rock right through behind. You can usually see the water, but it's kind of like a sprinkler system going on over there. Let's see. Catching up here some more.
I think if they want to play female something or another in Warhammer 40k, I think maybe the Sisters of Silence is more up their alley than the Adeptus Psoriasis.
So, okay, Karl, there's a question here for you. It's a very important question. PJ is here, by the way. Hi, PJ. PJ asks, because she can hear the background here. Oh, no. Focusing, finding Karl. Why do Vikings have car alarms?
What now?
Car alarms. Because there was a car alarm that went off in the parking lot earlier, so naturally Vikings in the... We're sitting in the Viking village. So.
The thing is, we are in Norway, so you have this fairly large minority of trolls that steal cars all the time.
There you go. Now you're learning. So that's why we have car alarms?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. It's been a lot of rain in England today. Yeah, there's been a lot of rain everywhere, but it was off and on. We for the most part, we missed it in Bergen because it was raining in Bergen off and on as well. But every time we were indoors, it was raining, and when we were outdoors, it had stopped raining. Just keep staring at mountains over here. Actually, we can look this way too. So you can still see. There's no rain back there now. It's kind of, or if there is, it's really dried up. Oh my God, you guys are still here. It's Kathleen from Connecticut. And while I haven't been on for a long while, welcome back, Kathleen Egan. Yeah, no, we're still here. Got nothing else to do on Saturdays. Oh, speaking of though, I'm going to have to take another shot at Omani in a second. Next Saturday, we are going to have to go, next week, we're going to have to go on Sunday. Not Saturday, but Sunday, because there's an event in the village on Saturday. So there you go. We're going to throw you a curveball. Torben says, my Tau army will make your orcs run for the hills.
Tau.
Surely you jest.
When you can't play high elves, you will have to play Tau, of course. It's the shootiest army in the game.
Means absolutely nothing to me.
They can't hold a candle to anything in close combat, but
Yeah.
they are pretty good at range. So, one word, Torben. Terrain.
You heard the man. Okay, now I have to take another shot at Omani here before time runs out. Okay, the start of it, of course. But we're going to do this all week, so if you're not getting it today, play around with the link from Nalak and Tot. See if you can get it then. I'm going to just go with a fresh start. But this is why, if I have a chain already going, it would almost be easier to splice on my next project and then work a couple of stitches and then just cut it off. That was what I was going to show here too, by the way. I brought a scissors. Karl's playing with his glass. It's like a dog. See, there's where my mess up is. There's something went wrong in the beginning and I was going to keep going with it. So I will cut it there. The big grown-up scissors I have there. Pick out whatever's loose. And then it'll just look like I started that way. It's a knot.
But since it's called the Omani stitch, is it based on an actual fund from Oman?
I think it's actually Oman, yeah. There was a shoe. No, it's not a shoe or a sock or something that was made with a stitch. Nothing Viking Age about it as far as I'm concerned, but it's hard to see why I have two ends here. There it is. Ta-da! Now I have this beautiful start.
If you get to come here and hold the lecture, I'll try to make it so that I have time off to actually listen to it.
It would be good, yeah. Yeah, or Nell, for that matter. Nell just did a podcast. She can come here and do it. So there you go. Come do a lecture. We're always looking for things to do in the fall. sometime after September, because September is now starting to pick up and get busy too. Okay, but anyway, so that's what I mean by piggybacking. Say this was the end of your yarn here, just attach your new project and then just keep going and eventually just separate it. And then it's instead of having to try to figure out how to do the start again, because the start is always the trickiest part of this. So I already messed it up once, so obviously I'm perfect. No, but that should tell you something about how difficult it is. Okay, and then you have Sana. On Nalbinding, her link, she starts it a different way, but I think the goal is to just get 5 loops. Or maybe she starts with 4 and then she needs a 5. We could do it her way, 2, 3 maybe. And then I think she does something like that. So we could start it her way. 1. This one always works so weird for me. 2, 3, and then she's got 2 here. That might have been the problem, though. I should have started with 2 in the front. I cannot start like this. This is weird. We'll do it anyway. Force myself. Okay, just pick up 2 on the right side. Go away from me. This way. And then pick up 1. I would need 2 more here, but I only have 2. Let's see. 3. There we go. Try like that. Ah, that's why it's supposed to be 4 in the beginning. That's where I messed up. 1, 2, 3, 4 the first time. I figured it out. And then I was supposed to go forward. Fail. Okay. I will be impressed as hell if I can find the back side of this. Okay, so 1, 2 away. I can't start like this. Okay, the start sucks. New yarn. This is my crap yarn, by the way. So when I was felting the my wool together, or carding my old yarn bits, this one was a good one for kind of forming it all together, because I had so many pieces of this one. Okay, so if I start the way I normally do, get 5 loops going. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ah, tail got stuck. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is a daunting stitch, but I thought with all the talk about it on the Facebook groups, I might as well try it. Okay, 5. 5 loops. 3 in the back, 2 in the front. Okay, so we go through 2 on the right side here. Pull through. And then on the left side, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then forward. I think that's why the first one has to be 4. Okay, see if I can figure out what's going on the back side here. 1, 2. Oh, wait. Nope, there it is. There's another one in here. There it is. 1, 2. Away. Loosely, and then this is my oldest one. Plus 3 on the left side. 2, 3. And this should hopefully... Oops, I forgot to go underneath. Sorry, and this should hopefully be right. Can't pull it too tight. Okay, left side. They just tuck away under there. It's hard to see. There's 1. There's 2. Yeah, it's not right because there's my middle piece. Pull away. Okay, we've solved the riddle. It's the first time you pull from the left side, you have to have 4, but every time after is only 3. 1, 2, 3. And then you go forward. So if I do it fast and don't think, then it works. Is that it? Innuendo that, somebody.
That is true for so many things.
Really? Let's see.
I
There it is
see
underneath there.
On axe throwing and archery
It's
all the time.
underneath.
When people try to remember everything at the same time and they are changing all the variables, they're always fucking it up. But if they just do it, They
Don't
will
overthink
probably
it.
just fuck up one thing, and then you can fix that.
That's all right. And under there. Yeah. This is looking right, at least. Okay. So it's this first one that's underneath there that's kind of hard to find. There. And 2. But that's the hard part, is picking up from this right side here. But you got this like middle one here, and you want to be on the right side of that. But sometimes on mine it seems to be tucking underneath. So there's 2 there. But once you nail the back side of your thumb, then it's not so bad. But this, like I said, we're going to spend all month trying to figure this thing out. So it's not meant to be understood in one day, but just use some crap yarn. Now if I stretch it a little bit, you can kind of see what's going on here. No, you can't. It's because this is why you want to use multicolored yarn. So yes, color of the month, by the way, is multicolored yarn for this purpose. It'll go well. 2 away. It'll go well for this project because you can see what the loops are doing a lot better. That's the one in the old one. 1, oops, sorry, 2, 3. The other hard part is trying to keep my back of my thumb in focus. There we go. Okay, so one more time on this one, I'll switch to the other. If this was the back of my thumb, this is my thumb now. This is the back of the thumb. Do you see how this is in the middle? So you would have to go these loops. There's the side, there's the middle, and then you have these loops. 1, 2. So that's the part that goes away. And then don't mix up the loops on the front. This is your old loop. Pick that one up. And then if we put this around the other way, this is the middle again. Now you're picking up these 2. So 1, 2, 3. And then you go forward. Way too complicated for me, says PJ. Yeah, this is not an easy stitch. But you know, we played with Danish last week, or last month, and the Danish stitch is really easy, so let's just go like way over the deep end. But yes, this is complicated. Once you get going though, once you've got a pattern going on the back side. But it's like the first one I did. Instead of trying to, if I can try to figure it out, but if it doesn't fix right away, stop. This is the right one. But this is one of those where I actually would almost be easier, instead of starting brand new over every time, it would almost be easier to piggyback your work. But this is why it's easy. You can't really see what's going on here, but you can on the back side here. That's where the multicolored yarn, this is the back side, where the multicolored yarn comes into hand, because you can see your loops much better. So on the back side of this one, let's see, I'm gonna put some string on here. So much for getting one row of a hat done during this episode. Let's see, get this yarn out of the way so we can see better. Okay, so there's my 2 loops. And then I'm going to pick on the back side, but the right side of my thumb. If I flip this around and pretend this is my thumb, it's these, there's the middle. It's this one, 1, 2, those 2. So it's on my right side. Pull through, but again, you can't pull it too tight, just tight enough, because it will tighten on its own. And then you take your old one, that's this one here, if you're not sure. Old one plus 2 more. Now, if we pretend this is the back side of my thumb again, we went on the right, there's the middle, it's these ones. 1, 2. Those are the ones you need. So 1, 2, 3, and then you go forward. Okay, super easy, right? That was 60 minutes, or 59 anyway. We'll do one more quick thing, and yeah, no, we're going to do this again and again and again. But you can see now, this is where I kind of blocked it to get it to lay flat for YouTube. But you can see it's going to want to twist and curl. It's kind of like a tapeworm here. It's good to compare your needle binding to a tapeworm. But it'll straighten out as you keep going around and around and around. And I could have probably gone just a hair thicker with this wool, but I think this will be okay. I wouldn't have gone thinner, but I think this is okay. It's just nice and light and thin. But it's like I said, it grows, each row grows much bigger. than your normal needle binding row. For example, you have this super fat wool, one row of Oslo, if you look at the blue row there, one row of Omani in this big yarn, or in this skinny yarn. It's almost the same. Okay. Oh, Karl looks thoroughly confused. You got your expertise, I got mine. And I'm so good at it, I had to start 3 times just to get it right. Okay, let's see. More background while we cover chat here. Happy birthday again, Arlene. Next time we see you, it'll be over. No. Yes, it is a double pass stitch, as Nella writes. Yeah, you do. You have to do it in 2 moves. That's more one of the things that also makes it more complicated. Because you're actually moving twice on the back side of your thumb, where normally you just kind of go once. I like the way you say that, Nella. Double pass stitch is a really good way of putting it. Let's see. There we go. Nella says, in Arabic Peninsula, most of the stitches they otherwise use are of Finnish stitch families, such as Maman. Oh, okay. I saw that there was somebody that was making camel muslin. I think they were using Maman as well. The stitch is closer to the stitches of central southern Africa, like Tanzania. Ah, okay. Anyone going to the Viking festival in Eidfjord, asks Torben. Well, we'll be working. But some will probably be there. We got a lot of Vikings the next 2 weeks. The next 2 weeks are the most popular time for us for Vikings.
Eidfjord, that's Mark.
Yeah, I'm reading all this all in reverse, so it makes more sense. Yeah, that's Mark and Claudia. Nella says there is a find from Oman that is portrayed in Peter Collingwood's book. Peter Collingwood doesn't give any other identification about it either, and it is in a private collection near London. Peter Collingwood also writes a really good tablet weaving book, by the way. Let's see. I suppose that modern Viking laws do frown on Vikings pulling swords and administering some instant justices when trolls mess with their cars. Karl, any final words about that?
I don't know if trolls have human rights. I don't think they do.
No? They just want to be loved. Is that so wrong?
I should stop it with the car thefts then.
Okay, I'm sorry, didn't we get everything on chat? But we will see you on Sunday. Don't worry, we're going to keep doing this stitch all week. I'm going to join it with an F1, by the way.
I keep having nightmares about the day when you bring 2 of these things.
We got lucky. I thought they were both going to be crap.
I think I'm going to start carrying either a Berzici or a Duel or a Bøvelen as a backup bear. Because then she knows that if she gives me 2 fruit punches, I'm not going to drink either one of them, but I'm going to be a puddle.
But you have to help Alex build her mulit-colored team.
And if you give me 2 fruit punches, that's just not going to happen. Because then I'm going to be drunk
No,
out of
but if
my
I
head.
would have given you 1 Berzici, or one Lithuanian or 1 Belgian, you would have been floored.
Yes, I know.
Yeah, not good. Karl was a puddle last week, by the way. Oh, look at the...
This is what saved you.
This is what saved me, the purple one. I thought when I saw that can, I was like, oh shit. No time to think. I'm just going to get it. Okay, wave goodbye, Karl.
Bye. And I'll try to remember to bring my Dynax next time.
Yeah, no, we got to. We got more Vikings here next week too. When we're on next weekend.
It's
anyway,
a horribly heavy Dynax, so I think
start
I'm
writing
going to have
tomorrow.
exactly the same problem with the Dynax as I have with the Spare. But on the other hand, it will make things explode. And I know for sure that the Dynax is razor sharp because I sharpened it myself.
We're going for explosive coverage. Okay, by the way, it's a Johannes walking his dog, Fenris. Oh, he's behind the fence. There he is. Wave, Johannes. Wave. There he is. He's giving Georg a run for his money for beard. Okay, see you guys later. There. There, I can do this. There.